Do you crave exciting sports takes and news? Fed up with the same old boring voices you hear on the radio? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you just might be a TBloomaholic. Lucky for you, it's time for another episode of the TBloom Talk Show, the #1 sports podcast in the world. Settle in, my TBloomanites, because another episode starts right now. Live from TBloom headquarters, here's your host, TBloom.
What is going on, Sir Charles?
Not much, man. Excited for the weekend. We got a bunch of football coming up. I mean, it's fun. It's fun time going to the Monday night game, man. I'm really starting to get pumped about that. It's feeling close. It's going to be a good week.
Yeah, what are you most excited for about going there? Is it the stadium? Is it the game?
It's the stadium, I'll be honest with you. MetLife is one of those stadiums that just like I've always wanted. I mean, it's exciting. And the game should be fun too. If Barkley plays, he's been practicing. Ooh, he might play. That'd be big.
I hope he does.
Me too. I need him this week. I need him this week for sure. So yeah, I want to see Barkley, and I want to see one of my fantasy players on the field, and I want to cheer for him. I've never done that before.
Never done that before either. And to put that into perspective, that would be fun. That'd be fucking
kind of
awesome
cool, man. Yeah, for sure. So
all right,
yeah, feeling good.
Well, TBloom Nation, I'm your host, TBloom. That's your co-host,
Sir Charles the 8th. How we doing?
And today we are going to do a speed run through Week 4, something we've never done. I'm going to make the goal for this to be covering everything, including last night's Thursday night football game, in 20 minutes or under. Sir Charles, you think we can do it?
I think we can do it. We can do it.
Okay. Starting right now. Okay, Detroit versus Green Bay. Quick thoughts on it.
Oh my God. Jordan Love, not a first half quarterback. Lucky guy. Lions actually look pretty good. Holy David Montgomery. That's about what I got about that game.
Yeah, I think you pretty much covered it with that one. Holy shit, Dave Montgomery, you're a fantasy legend. 3 touchdowns. Yep. What a game. Lions look to be legit. Packers, like you said, seem to be a second half team. Jordan Love needs to pick it up.
Yeah, consistency is key, and he needs to find it fast.
Absolutely. All right, moving on. We got Atlanta at Jacksonville. This is a game that is actually not at Jacksonville. It's going to be in London, so turn your alarm clocks on if you want to see it, if you're on the West Coast. I'm going to go ahead and say Jacksonville takes it. They're used to playing on these London trips. I think they're comfortable, and I think at one point they will eventually be the London Jaguars.
I actually felt the same way. I think the Falcons are a better team, but playing in London is weird, but the Jags do it every year. They know what to expect. They're more adjusted to it. They can plan. They know how to prep for this so that they get there and they're feeling good. I'm going to take the Jags. They're due for a win. Come on, guys. Get the fucking offense in gear.
Yes. So both going Jags there. Next game, we got Miami at Buffalo. Hell of a game right now. It's going to be a burner game. I'm going to go ahead and say that Buffalo's going to take this. I know Miami's coming off that 70-point win. Doubt they're going to repeat that. Buffalo's going to put them in check this week, and Mike McDaniels is going to struggle.
This is a tough one to pick. I'm going to go with the Dolphins until I see someone stop them. I'm going to keep it going. Jalen Waddle's healthy. They're coming in fully loaded. They know what they got in Devin now. Let's see what they do. And they got all their weapons. Let's fire it up and see what we can do against this big defense.
Real quick question. Do you think this game goes over 50 points?
Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm not taking any game with the Dolphins under until I can see someone really, really stop them. That team's too explosive.
Mm-hmm.
I got to take the over. Yeah,
I agree with that 100%. Should be a fun game to watch. I'll be watching that, keeping a close eye on that in the morning. Next game, we got Denver at Chicago. Two teams that are on the struggle bus right now. I'm going to go ahead and say that Denver finally gets back on track because they actually kind of have some promising stuff on them. I know they got blown out by 70 or gave up 70 points last week, but Chicago just looks bad. I think Sean Payton in that offense, they at least take advantage of them, and they roll through Chicago at Chicago.
Chicago is the worst performing team so far this year. They're the worst coach team so far this year. The Broncos have looked, not great, but they've been in some close games. Last week, I don't think was a fair measurement of them. If you look at Russell Wilson's stats, he's actually playing okay. I'm going to take the Broncos even on the road. I have no trust in the Bears or that Justin Fields even knows what he's doing as a quarterback at this point.
Yeah, it's a good
Let's
point.
be honest.
There's just really, it's not that so much about the Denver Broncos are that good. It's just the Chicago Bears are that bad.
100%. I'm with you. What a stinker. You don't watch this game. Just skip right over it. Catch a recap Monday on ESPN, something like that. Don't waste your time.
All right, next game we got your Baltimore Ravens at Cleveland, a division game, an AFC North game. You said it yourself. You love AFC North football.
I do.
I know AFC North football like the back of my cock. I'm going to go ahead and say the Cleveland Browns are going to take this one. I think the Baltimore Ravens, they have holes. Cleveland knows them very well, and they're going to run through them, I think.
I'm going to be rooting for the Ravens, obviously, but their offensive line is not in good shape, and you don't want a banged-up O-line against Myles Garrett. He just had, 3.5 sacks? I mean, it could be a long game. I know it's Lamar Jackson. I think the Browns squeak this one out. They're also at home. I hate to say it. I got to go Browns here.
B told me that if Lamar Jackson plays in the rain, the odds of him winning are absolutely little to none. And
do the research on that. That's B is not as
okay. Should I check him? Fact check him on that.
He doesn't necessarily. Me and B had a discussion about this actually. He doesn't play as good in the rain for sure, but it's not like he just doesn't win games in the rain ever. Okay. So that's a little blown out of proportion there.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Nonetheless, I'm going to go Cleveland. I think I just think they're going to win it, and I think Baltimore is going to take another loss here.
I'm going to put a caveat. As long as Deshaun Watson plays, the Browns will win this. He's missed some practice shoulder. He said he's going to play, but he already has arm fatigue after 3 weeks. I guess his shoulder's already sore. He's been throwing too much.
He's not used to using his own arm.
That is accurate. Only for the last year and a half or so. He still hasn't built that strength up. So if he plays, they'll win. If they don't play, I'll take the Ravens.
Okay, cool. On the same page there. Next game, we got the LA Rams versus the Indianapolis Colts in Indy. Anthony Richardson is back on track to play. Not like it mattered anyway. Gardner Minshew came in and got the dub for him last week. Yep. LA Rams, they kind of fell off last week against the The Bengals. I'm going to go ahead and say Indianapolis gets this. I think they're young, they're hungry, they're ready to go. Although I do think it's going to be a close game, and it will be a close game as long as you have Matthew Stafford on the field. I'm going to go Indianapolis Colts, though. I think they keep rolling.
I got to take the Colts here, too. They're at home. Anthony Richardson, when he plays, has just been electric. And, they already said he's back. This defense doesn't have the speed and stuff, I think, to really match up with Anthony Richardson just as a player. I don't really know what their plan is for him. I think he could have a hell of a day running the ball. And, he slings that thing, too. Michael Pittman, we'll see what he does. But, you got to take the Colts. The Rams, after last week, that maybe the first 2 weeks were a huge fluke, and that's who they are. I don't know yet, but, man, that was bad. A little cautious of them.
Yes. I do think that this is a chance for Anthony Richardson to get a welcome to the NFL moment going against Aaron Donald. Although he is a little up there in age, he's still an elite defender. And if you're not double teaming him, watch out. Also want to add into this, Jonathan Taylor, there's rumors that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to trade for him. I'm here to tell you that's absolutely false.
They don't trade for people. That's crap.
There's no reason why we would ever trade for another running back.
We should
have two good running backs. The problem with our run game is our offensive line, and every time Najee gets the ball, he's got to beat 2 defenders just to get back to line of scrimmage. So I want to shut down those rumors right now. Jonathan Taylor has no chance of becoming a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Jonathan Taylor, Pittsburgh Steeler by week 8. All right, on to no, I'm just kidding.
Okay, Tampa Bay at New Orleans. This is going to be a fun matchup. Both these teams got some fucking gunslingers at QB. Got Jameis Winston for the New Orleans Saints and Baker Mayfield on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to go ahead and say that the Buccaneers lose this one. I think the Saints still maintain a good sense of football as long as Jameis doesn't go out and fuck himself against his old team, which could very likely happen. You never know with that guy.
That's a Jameis move.
But I'm thinking this defense steps up, helps him out. Jameis Winston throws 2 touchdowns at least, and it looks like maybe he could potentially be the starter even if Derek Carr comes back.
Ooh, that would be interesting. I hadn't even thought about that possibility. I got to take the Saints basically because Mike Evans is the Bucs' best weapon, and guess who he's going up against? Lattimore. Guess who has kicked Evans' ass for 8 years now? Every time however long they've been put Lattimore, he just shuts them down every time. Taking the Saints, that's a big part of it. I don't trust Jameis. That's scary to me to pick any team with Jameis at quarterback. But, we'll go Saints.
Do you have any update on Derek Carr's injury? Do you know what it is or the time?
He said, they already ruled him out this week. He basically said he wants to play, it sounds like. It's just pain management. And, he's a tough son of a bitch, obviously. But so I think he was pushing to play this week. I think they said right after the injury, very unlikely we're going to let him rest up a little bit. It's just kind of so, but I think there's a good chance he'll be back week 5.
All right. Well, shout out to Derek Carr. I wasn't sure. I never did any research on that, so I was kind of hoping you did. So thanks for that update there, Sir Charles VIII.
Gotcha.
All right. Moving on to Philly versus the Washington Commanders at Philly. I don't want to overthink this one. I'm going to go Philadelphia. I think it's going to be probably no more than a touchdown win. I think Philly slowly, like we were talking about last podcast, the league is catching up to Philly. And I think this will be another example of that. I think Philly gets the win, but I think the Commanders hold strong and make it at least a decent ball game to watch.
I think it depends how Sam Howell handles this defense. 4 picks last week. I'm a little worried this team starts getting after him and he just fucking explodes again. I'm taking the Eagles for sure. Maybe the Commanders hang in there. Maybe Sam Howell gets shell-shocked again. Last week was looking like...
Let me just put it this way. Sam Howell will not have a repeat performance of last week. Instead of 4 picks, he might have 4 touchdowns.
Ooh, okay.
You know what? I'm changing my pick. We're going Washington Commanders.
Okay.
Sam Howell will win this. He will staple himself as an elite quarterback. You done pissed me off with that Sam Howell slander. I won't have it.
Eagles by 10.
Commanders by 15. Next game.
All right.
Yeah. Next game.
All right.
Carolina versus Minnesota.
So did we skip Bengals Titans? I just want to say you went from Ravens Browns to Rams Colts. I have Bengals Titans in between there. I just wanted to touch on that. Is that at the bottom of your list?
Oh, we did skip that. Let's head back.
All right.
Let's
just
go
wanted
back
to fucking touch
Tennessee
on that.
versus Cincinnati. Tennessee versus Cincinnati at Tennessee. Tennessee struggled mightily last week against the goddamn Brown Stains, but it's not like this Bengals team is anything to write home about. I'm going to go ahead and say Bengals get the dub. I think they're kind of rolling back to, get into that form of a potential Super Bowl winner, Super Bowl candidate. And I'm going to go with Cincy. I don't see anything promising with this Tennessee team. They're not the Tennessee team I thought was going to be out there this season, at least not yet.
That's for sure, dude. Their offensive line, until that gets fixed, which I don't know how you fix that this season. I don't know what they're doing. They're playing Tajay Spears. He's played more snaps than Derrick Henry 2 out of 3 games so far. That's crazy. Who would have thought?
Maybe load management.
I don't know. It's been game script. They've been passing a lot more, and they've had Tajay in. They had Tajay in there for a full drive the first game, right at the end of the half. So like they're quicker pace. They have Tajay in there. So that's interesting. But this Titans team is awful. The Bengals are gonna get rolling, I think, as long as Joe Burrow doesn't step funny and tweak his calf again. I don't know. I feel like you should be resting the guy for a couple weeks. He's a long-term asset. And what if this turns into, you see calves become Achilles sometimes. I'll take the Bengals, but they need to rest, dude. They're just not being smart long-term here.
Well, they kind of fucked up by starting off the season 0-2. So they got to get some games back under their belt. And I'm not looking at the schedule right now. I know they got a couple easy games coming up, i.e. the Cardinals are coming up for them. Maybe that's a game, depending on how the Cardinals do this week. We know that they just beat the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, they did.
Maybe that's not an easy win. But yes, I think you're right. A calf injury is nothing to play around with because it can turn into a season-ending injury like that. And Joe Burrow's already been susceptible to that, i.e. his rookie year. Season-ending ACL tear. Or was it Achilles?
I believe that was an ACL tear. But, anything lower extremity injuries, they start accumulating. It's just not good for a player who's this young, who you expect to be your quarterback for the next 12 years. Just protect him a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
So we're both going with Cincinnati.
For sure.
Moving on, we got the Carolina Panthers and Minnesota Vikings at Carolina. Bryce Young will be playing?
I'm not sure. I've heard he was practicing again. I haven't heard that they announced a starter or not. So I imagine if Bryce Young's healthy, they throw him out. But Dalton looked pretty good last week, too.
Yeah, putting up 300-plus yards and 2 TDs. You're not going to get much more out of Andy Dalton, even in his prime, when he was playing with A.J. Green over there in Cincy. I'm going to go ahead and say the Minnesota Vikings get back on track. They just put up too much offense to not at least win one of these games. And
Bryce Young is playing. He's been cleared.
Yeah, I'm going to go Minnesota still.
I'm going to go Minnesota. Yeah, I was going to say for sure. If anything, that pushes me farther towards Minnesota, I think.
Right.
He hasn't looked great this year. But yeah, no, Bryce Young's playing.
You're going Minnesota?
Yeah, I got to go. They're due. good. Kirk Cousins is putting up some crazy numbers. This team has got to get a win at some point, right? They're just a better team.
Yeah.
2-0-3 teams, though. Ugh, what a stinker. Skip this game, too. Don't watch it.
Okay, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers at
And this one.
Houston.
Don't watch this. This is going to be
it's going to be a blowout.
Skip
let's just be honest. The Pittsburgh Steelers just have a better team. They have a better defense. They have a better fucking roster on offense. There's no
Don't have a better quarterback.
There's no reason why the best Pittsburgh Steelers shouldn't blow this team out. However, that's not how the Pittsburgh Steelers roll. We love to make close games with garbage opponents. And unfortunately, that's what this is going to be. I can see a late game-winning drive by Kenny Pickett to put him in field goal range to kick the game-winning field goal. But the Pittsburgh Steelers will win.
Steelers are going to win blocking a field goal to win by 2 points at the end of the game.
And running it back for 2 points.
That's Steelers football right there. And that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a field goal to win the game. Steelers are going to block it. That's going to be it. But yeah, I'll take the Steelers. Texans pass offense looks legit. I like to see how this is expanding every week, and CJ Stroud is going to be a fun guy to watch. I don't know. As long as Kenny Pickett doesn't blow the game, I think the Steelers should win this for sure.
Oh, don't worry, he won't. All right, we got 6 minutes. We got 5 more games to go. We're on good pace right now. Let's keep it rolling. We got the Las Vegas Raiders versus the LA Chargers in LA. They don't really have much of home field advantage anyway. No, I'm going to go ahead and take the Chargers. I'm going to take the Chargers because, I don't think the Raiders have really anything to.
No,
they don't have enough offense to be able to beat them. Jimmy G looked like crap. I get it. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense is pretty good, pretty opportunistic. But I think that the Chargers ultimately just have the better team, especially on offense.
Jacobs looks like crap too, which makes me wonder what Jonathan Taylor's going to look like when he comes back. Just who knows? Might look like crap too. But yeah, I'm going to take the Chargers, even though I think it's going to be mostly Raiders fans. You got a Raiders team that moved out of California, I admit, but in LA, that's just. I'm sorry, that's Raider and Niner country. All of California is just Raider Niner country. I don't care what teams move where. That just is what it is.
Yeah.
And the Chargers, it's been tough for them at their home games, man. They really just don't have any advantage there. You kind of wonder if they should have stayed in San Diego. At least they you supported the team. But let's go Chargers. They're going to beat up on a bad team. It is what it is.
All right. Next game, we got Dallas versus New England in Dallas. Dallas coming off that stain of a performance against Arizona Cardinals. Came back down to earth. Then you got the New England Patriots, who barely skirted by the Jets. I'm going to go ahead and say that the New England Patriots beat the Dallas Cowboys. I think Bill Belichick's got something cooking for Dak Prescott and the boys. I think this offense gets rolling a little bit. Trayvon Diggs not there for the Cowboys. I'm going to go ahead and say the Patriots get this one.
We're even going to pick the same underdogs, huh? I think the same thing. I think the Cowboys after last week, once Dak Prescott starts to go down this things fall apart road, he never seems to get it back together very well. And I don't trust him. I don't trust that team. They have so much talent, but something about it, I don't care who the coach is, whatever it is, they're going to blow it. And Patriots are too well coached. Mac Jones looks good.
All right, moving on to your San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals in San Fran. Although Arizona came and showed that they are not a team that can just be rolled over by beating the Dallas Cowboys last week, they're going against the best team in football right now, and I just don't see how they stop Brock Purdy in this offense and how their offense rolls through this nasty defense on the 49ers. Not much to think about here. I'm going Niners all the way.
Yeah, I got to go Niners. They're a 14. The spread is 14 points. That is the freaking spread is -14. That's the biggest I've seen so far this season.
I wonder how big it would have been if they didn't beat the Cowboys last week.
Oh, God, you would have think it probably 17 at least.
At least.
That's crazy. But yeah, no, same things you said. This Niners offense, I think, is going to roll over them. And yeah, Dobbs has looked okay. That James Conner's looked good. This is a different defense you're going against. It's going to be a rough one.
All right, look at us. 3 minutes, 30 seconds, 2 more games to go. I think we got this in the bag.
We're going to do it.
Sunday night game. It should have been a hell of a game to talk about.
I know. Oh, man.
We got the Jets versus the Kansas City Chiefs, but we got the Zach Wilson-led Jets instead of the Aaron Rodgers-led Jets. And for that reason, there is no point to even think a second about who's going to win. The Kansas City Chiefs will steamroll this Jets team by at least 20.
Yeah, the spread's only 9 points. I thought this was kind of weird. I expected that one to look more like the Niners Cardinals, but yeah, Chiefs are going to steamroll them. I'm going to the Monday night game. Like I said, I've almost went to this game instead, but the tickets were crazy. Imagine if I would have bought $400 tickets to this goddamn. I'd be throwing up right now. I'd be really upset. Mm-hmm. Oh man, but yeah, Chiefs by 17 at least.
Yeah, I
hope Breece Hall bounces back, but man, there's nothing about that offense that looks good. Trade for Cousins, you fucking idiots.
Trade for someone. I mean, fucking pick up a trade for Minshew. I mean, get someone.
Yeah, just someone that can play quarterback at a decent. Like I said, sign Wentz at this point. He's better than this.
Yeah. All right. Final game. We got the Seattle Seahawks versus the New York Giants. Sir Charles, since you're going to this, go ahead and take it.
Oh man, I gotta go Giants. I mean, home field advantage. I hate the Seahawks. It's just all points towards a Giants victory. Especially, I'm gonna be in attendance. I think I've been to more Seahawks games than any other team. Obviously, they've won one game I ever went to. They usually lose. So let's hope we keep the momentum going. Let's go Giants. Win by 3.
You know what? I'm going to hop on that bandwagon and cheer you on. I know you're going to be there. Yeah. We're going Giants all the way because it's fucking Seattle Seahawks anyway.
Yes.
And it's going to be a special one. I think the Giants getting back to just basic football. They've struggled, obviously. They last came back against they just lost to the Niners on Thursday night. But before that, they came back against the Commanders, fucking 20 points in the fourth quarter or something like that. Ridiculous amount. I think they get back on track here. I can see a little bit of a shootout because it's not like the Seahawks have this nasty defense. I'm going to go with the Giants. I just think it's going to happen. I'm
excited to watch the unpredictability that is a Daniel Jones-led team in person because I don't know, man. He's just a different dude. You never know what that guy's going to do. Goofy son of a bitch. Mm-hmm. Should be fun. Yeah. Let's go. Danny Dimes, baby.
Well, good luck at the Giant game, Sir Charles. I'll be rooting for you. I'll be looking for you in the stands. If
we're gonna be way the fuck up in the back. So if
bring a TBloom talk show. Bring a fucking sign.
That's a good idea. Maybe me and Mike will make one tomorrow. There you go.
Tell Mikey I said hi. By the way, we got to get that chef interview going. I know some things have happened.
Yeah, he's got some shit going on, but he'll be here in 22 hours, something like that. Yeah, he works all night, catches a 4 a.m. flight. He's gonna have a rough fucking night. But yeah, well, that's what it is.
With that being said, T-Bloomaholics, T-Bloom Nation, Sir Charlaholics, Sir Charltons out there, whatever you want to call yourself.
Sir Charltons. There we go.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of the T-Bloom Talk Show. That is week 4 in less than 20 minutes. I'm your host, T-Bloom. That's your co-host,
Sir Charles the 8th.
And we're signing out. See you on the week 4 recap.
Adios.